Prince Harry was severely criticized after one of his previous predictions about his future ended up coming true. The Duke of Sussex is now estranged from the royal family since 2020 after he decided to quit his royal duties with wife Meghan Markle and start a new life in the US. Harry's relationship with his family across the pond, as well as the media, has not been on the best terms ever since. Now a royal commentator touched on one of his earlier interviews in 2016, before he met Meghan, when he accidentally manifested his own future path. During an interview for the Sunday Times in May 2016, the Duke talked about his struggle to combine his role as a royal with a job and a private life, ahead of his trip to Florida for the Invictus Games that year. Royal commentator Daniela Elsa pinpointed a key quote from Harry's interview which she labeled as spooky. Harry said, "There's nothing worse than going through a period in your life where you're making a massive difference and then suddenly, for whatever reason it is, whether it's media or the public perception of you, you drop off. You want to make a difference but no one's listening to you." Elsewhere, the Duke stated, "I'm in this privileged position and I will use it for as long as I can, or until I become boring, or until George ends up becoming more interesting." Ms. Elsa added that Harry seems to have dropped off in 2024 as the only thing he clearly feared back then has ended up coming true. She wrote for news.com.au, "Talk about accidentally manifesting something. Harry, circa 2024, is a man who has dropped off. Call it irony or a cruel twist of fate or proof we really are the stars as tennis balls, but the one thing that Harry clearly feared back then has ended up coming true. Only it was not George or his inevitable slide down the line of succession that caused it. This was his own handiwork." The commentator blasted the royal, claiming he has failed to launch any large-scale, meaty projects that can equal the sort of work he was doing under the palace umbrella, since stepping down. She added that aside from the Invictus Games, Harry's achievements in the States have tended to be far less large-scale and high-profile. She wrote, "Let the record show, all of this work is absolutely valuable and laudable. The sticking point here is scale and impact. In terms of non-Invictus work, does 2024 Harry still matter as much as 2016 Harry? Does his voice still carry the same sway and reach as far?" Ms. Elsa added, "It's hard to look at the 39-year-old father of two now and to not think that the very concern he explained to Nicker back in 2016 has ended up coming true." Back in 2016, the Duke foretold and foresaw that a day would come when he no longer mattered in the same way and to the same degree. If only he knew how right he would accidentally turn out to be.